I don't know where you heard that they're bombing South Korea, but literally the other day, right next to me sat this like 80-year-old grandma. She just sat down. Just, hi, my name is Marlon Aleister. Today we're gonna do a Q&A video about my life in Korea. But I just want to say before this video starts, thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. It means so much, and the videos are just gonna get better. The quality is gonna get better the more that I can invest in my channel. So I'm gonna be getting a new camera soon. Hopefully it'll get better and the sound will get better than this. But one more time, thank you so much, and here's the video. Hi, my name is Marlon Aleister. I live in South Korea. I've been living here for years now, and I have a channel talking about my life in Korea, and I have several different videos of my things that I've done, things I've experienced, my thoughts about living here. And today, I asked in my previous videos and on my Instagram if anybody has any questions about my life living here or just about me personally, and I got quite a few questions throughout that time in between when I asked until now, and I want to go over some of those questions because there's some really interesting questions on there that I feel like would be a really good topic to talk about. If I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. I just have to pick a few because I can't make an hour-long video. I have thought about making a podcast, but maybe that'll be later down the line. However, I did pick some interesting topics, so I hope that your question is here if you're looking for that, and I hope you find this video interesting. If you have interest in living in Korea or Korean culture, Korean life, and seeing it through the perspective of somebody who moved here, because maybe you're interested in moving here or you just have an interest in coming to travel, then feel free to look through all my other videos. I have a lot of other videos and shorts talking about my life living here in Korea. So today we're gonna go through some questions. Let's do it. So on my Instagram, I posted a picture of me looking crazy and then a caption saying, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I got quite a few questions. I'm gonna start with a question from Carlene that asked, is there specific areas in Korea where you can't have tattoos? So I've seen this question a lot online about tattoos in Korea. I personally do not have tattoos. However, something that I have seen a lot in Korea is that people say if you have tattoos, you are not allowed to go to saunas or jjimjilbang. And actually, I just went to a sauna today. I probably put it in like my mini vlog thing at the beginning of the video, but I went to a sauna today and I saw very many people with different kinds of tattoos, small tattoos, or even full body, full back tattoos. So I think it's kind of a misconception, that idea that you cannot have tattoos living in Korea. I think some people may think of it as a little bit more unprofessional or a little bit intimidating, but I think as the society gets more open to different cultures and different ideas of what tattoos can mean, I don't think that tattoos are taken as seriously as it may have in the past. Because I have seen articles from the past of like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or experiences of people saying that they have had bad experiences because of their tattoos. But from my experience, I have seen quite a lot of people, especially in places like saunas where you can see someone's full body, and I've seen a lot of people with a lot of tattoos, and it is interesting to see because I don't think that it's as common as it is in a Western country per se. I wouldn't worry about it too much. People aren't going to give you dirty looks. People in the comments, let me know if you've had any experiences with bad experiences having tattoos in Korea, but from what I have seen, it's not really that serious as it may have been in the past. Next, I have a question from Andrea Ju. It's saying, is it hard to make friends in Korea? And I just made a video in the previous video, I think, the video before, talking about making friends in Korea, and I said, if you speak Korean, you have a much easier time making friends in Korea. But if you only speak English or you only speak another language, you're only gonna meet people that know that language, right? So if you come to Korea and you want to meet Korean people, you should know some Korean, probably conversational Korean, because imagine you're trying to make a friend and all they know is yes, no, I like pizza, something like that. Like, it's not gonna go very far. But if you can talk about your work life, you can talk about your hobbies, if you can have a little bit more in-depth conversations, then you will be able to make deeper bonds. But even then, it may still be hard because of cultural barriers. So just don't give up. It'll take some time. You're not going to make friends your first month, your first year. But if you are persistent, if you have the drive to live in Korea, there's some criteria that you should meet. And the first, I think, is learning the language, right? But if you're talking about meeting just people in general, you can meet tons of different foreigners in all different kinds of environments. Like, there's activity clubs where you can do sports and stuff like that for just foreigners or just for people that speak English. But if you want to meet Koreans, first you got to learn Korean and then move on from there. So this is a very interesting question from Luke. He asks, in general, do you like Korea or America better? I think this is something that a lot of people ask. I've thought about it quite a lot. Over time living in Korea, I think my lifestyle is much healthier living in Korea. I wouldn't say it is necessarily better. I think there are a lot of really good assets for me as an American living in America, but my personal lifestyle, the way that I want to do my daily life, my conveniences of I don't have a car, I don't have to go around in a car everywhere I want to. If I lived in America, I'd have to go around in a car all the time, or I wouldn't be able to go on walks because my hometown is just so hot and it's like impossible to go on walks. Whereas in Korea, there's a lot of seasons and a lot of times where walking is much more feasible than taking a car. So that's just one small point, but also the food I feel like is just much more healthy, much more accessible to be healthy than in America. Also, I just love a lot of the facilities that Korea has, such as the parks and such as the convenience of the buildings being so close by that I can go to a hospital and a PC bang and a study cafe all within like the same block. In America, you gotta go like a 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive just to go between specific places. In Korea, there's a bunch of clusters of things that like you could just live in like a 2-block radius and you can have probably everything you need. So I think my lifestyle fits Korea more. I don't think America is better than Korea or Korea is better than America. I just think that my lifestyle really matches well with Korea. So this person just said, who are you? And I think that that's kind of like a funny question because I don't think that they meant to like get into the video with this question, but I want to answer this question because I think a lot of people don't really know a lot about me. People ask me where I'm from and what's my background or why I came to Korea, stuff like that. So I want to say very briefly a very small who I am and then we'll continue. My name is Marlon Aleister. My last name is not Aleister, it's just a part of my name, but I am 24 as of right now, and I have been living in Korea for 3 years. I speak Korean. My mother is Hungarian German, and my father is Mexican, and I come from Texas. I have a lot of different interests, including music, and I have been playing a lot of games recently, but I don't like to call that an interest because it's kind of embarrassing, but Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, and I want to show a bit more of my personality through my videos, so hopefully little bits and pieces here and there will start to come out, but that's a small little intro for now. Next, somebody asked, Miriam asked, is Korea safe right now? Because I heard news about North Korea bombing South Korea. I don't know where you heard that they're bombing South Korea, but I am living in one of the northmost cities of South Korea at the moment, meaning that I am in one of the cities closest to North Korea at the moment, and there is no bombing. I think there may be like missile testing nearby South Korea and Japan, but they're not bombing Korea. I think South Korea is in a very safe position at the moment. I feel very safe with my life here in South Korea. There hasn't been a lot of turmoil between South Korea and North Korea as of recently. Technically, they are still at a standstill from country to country. They're not seeing eye to eye. However, I would say it's very safe. I would not say that you would have to worry about attacks from North Korea. I never worry about it. It's not something that I think about on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes there's news that comes out that I look at and I pay attention to that, of course. However, I don't let it affect my life, and I don't think a lot of South Koreans let it affect their life too. So you don't have to worry about that if you want to come to Korea. And then a question from Sandy, who I've seen a lot on my Instagram. She asked, what made you come to Korea? And I think I've seen a lot of people thinking that I came to Korea to make content about Korea, and I want to dispute that now because that is not true. I love making content about Korea, but I originally came to Korea because I was having a really hard time after the whole COVID epidemic was going on. I was working super long full-time jobs while going to school, more than full-time. I was taking 18 hours a semester, which is an extra class or two, I think an extra 2 classes above full-time. So I was having a lot of really stressful moments when I was in America, so I wanted to explore a new side of myself and learn a new language and just get away. Originally, I wanted to go to Hungary. I said this in one of my previous videos, but because of COVID, it wasn't really happening, so I came to Korea for a small mini vacation, but I ended up loving it more than I expected, and I was trying to see if I could stay here longer, so I found out about language schools, and then language schools led to me going to more school and then getting a job, and then it just came on more and more and more the more that I fell in love with the country and making friends and relationships and stuff like that. I just wanted to live here, and so I am, and so I will continue because I can't imagine not living here anymore. Sometimes I have dreams that like I have to go back to America and I'm like just kicking, screaming, crying, like I can't do it. I think I just have my roots so deeply here with so many things. My dog is here, my life is here, everything is here, that like if I get sent back to America, I feel like I would just have so many things here in Korea that I would not know how to live without it. But that's just me being dramatic. I already know that, so don't yell at me in the comments. I love America too. I love where I come from, but I mean, this is my home now, you know? I would be sad if I got like stuck in another country. Next, somebody said, explain some culture shocks to help me understand about the adjustment to Korea. Thank you so much. I think culture shock is a really, I talked about it in my previous video, and that it's something that you just got to get used to. Something that I was very surprised by when I first came here was just how people have like a different idea of what personal space is here in Korea. Like if you're waiting for a subway, or if you're just waiting on the side of the road, someone will stand just right next to you, like literally right here, like almost brushing shoulders with you, probably brushing shoulders with you. And in America, if that happened to me, it would feel like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to like take something from me? You trying to hit on me? Like, what's going on? But in Korea, it's just people have a different perception of what personal space means. And I think this may come down to just the fact that Korea is a much smaller country, so there's a lot less space for some buildings are just much smaller, and people just became used to being closer to people, so it's not seen as a rude thing. I've gotten very used to it, believe me. I do it now too as well, to the point where sometimes I realize I'm like, oh my god, I'm really close to this person, but they never care. Literally the other day, I was on like, it looked like a 4-lane road of like sidewalk. I was sitting there waiting by myself on like a row of benches, and then right next to me sat this like 80-year-old grandma. She just sat down, just right next to me, just sat there and was just like looking up at the sky, looking at me, and just like looking around. Like I was just chilling, and she just happened to sit right next to me, and she didn't like, there was so many other seats. She could have just sat anywhere she wanted to, but she sat right next to me. I don't know, maybe she wanted to talk to me, but she didn't say anything. She was just there. And then right after that, there were some guys smoking that were like a little bit far, and I was gonna get on the bus, so I got up to go to the bus stop, and the guys that were smoking just like walked past me. Again, I said this is like a 4-lane like big sidewalk, and then the guys brushed past me. Like they didn't hit me, but it was like just like our clothes were like, they touched, whatever. And it's not something that I take offense to. It's not, maybe they're trying to be offensive, but I genuinely, from my personal experience, it is not something that is offensive. And that was something that I had to get used to. That is a very small thing, but that culture shock, I could make a whole video about culture shock. But I have become very used to my life here in Korea. I have been recording for almost half an hour now, and I'm probably gonna have to take some of this out because I don't want to make like a 45-minute video. So I'm gonna stop here for now. I hope that you enjoyed learning about my life or things that I have experienced here in Korea. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments, or if you have any fun stories or things that you experienced living in Korea, or things that you've heard about in Korea, let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Also, I want to say 40,000 subscribers on this channel as of yesterday. That is crazy insane. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, if you have been supporting my channel, if you have been commenting, liking, watching, sharing, subscribing, everything, I want to say genuinely thank you so much, and I hope that the content will continue to grow and get better. I will be getting a better camera very soon, and better audio, and better blah 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 blah. So please bear with me, and thank you so much for supporting me up until now. I hope to bring you better and bigger and more interesting content in the future. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching today's video. Goodbye.